They said we need more sensors, more surveillance, and more access to public lands to pursue those coming across. So Mike McCall, who represents Tom Wall in some of that area, he put all those there, basically the wish list for our border agents. What do you need? He put in there. Then he did something else. He said, you know, before you talk anything else in immigration, you have to certify the borders act secure, but you don't have the White House or Department of Homeland Security certifying that. They'll tell you anything. You need an outside independent group to assess whether it's secure. I really like that approach because that'll be true. It'll be authentic that way. So, long answer short, we got a lot of work to do on this. I still think part of the problem is the front door is broken. You know, people who actually try to come in here the right way and actually make America stronger, man, years and years, thousands of dollars. We've got an older couple who came in together 10 years ago the right way. 10 years later, he's a citizen, she's not. They've lost their papers and fingerprints, like 5 sets of them. Now they're afraid he'll pass away and she's in a foreign country, in effect. So people who are trying to do it the right way, we ought to have a better way for them to do it. So, yeah. So what do you think? What do you think, Brady?
Well, I hold myself in the word illegal. If you are not in this country legally, and I am, you should not be allowed to stay, be it back over to Canada, be it to Honduras, be it to wherever. Mm-hmm. If we took the illegals out, I think that would solve a lot of the problems. And we talk about, they do work that Americans don't do, but they won't do it anyway, so they're too lazy.
The same guy that made us late over there, Tom, he keeps giving me the...
Oh, it is.
He's the reason we was late, and I think he's trying to...
Okay. Got it.
Our time is running short.
Let's do quick. So, okay, you already asked the question. Let's go here, then.
So mine's real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
What is the, I know we have a lot of time yet, but what are your top 3 presidential candidates?
So you just got to.
Okay, next question.
I didn't ask you a question.
You know, I do. There are 2, 3 I really like, and I'm following. You know, what I'm looking for is a pro-family, pro-small business conservative. Will tackle the big issues, not the small ones, the big tax code, Social Security, Medicare, balanced budget. I want someone who's positive because I don't think we win with an angry candidate. I don't think you build your family out of anger, your business out of anger. Certainly don't build a country out of anger. And for me, sort of my 2 personal questions, because those have 2 standards that I also weigh. One, do I trust this person with the finger on the button? Because we live in dangerous times. So they have to have the wisdom and character to do that. And then I have my own my God-parent standard, which is if I were gone tomorrow and my wife, does that person have the values and character to lead my family if I was gone? So they don't have that, they don't have the character to lead a country. Right. So I have 2 or 3.
Does any of the candidates have those?
Yeah, actually several of them do, you know? And but here's the deal, we're going to watch. The good news is half of them are running for vice president. So they're going to stay positive, they're going to do their work, they're going to come up with ideas, that's all positive. Those top 4 or 5 at some point are going to really winnow down. You know, and Texas is going to play a big role, finally. We never get to vote while there's still a campaign. I'm excited about that. We're going to end up with a good ticket. And there's some. I like business people and governors. I like people who've had to create a job and have had to be an executive. You know, that shows like Kasich's good. He's strong. Yeah, Ginger.
I just had a couple of comments and a statement. I went and saw one of my favorite people is Alan West recently.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, our country's in bad shape, and a lot of it has to do with our public education system. And even like little town country Magnolia, they're trying to implement a foreign program, the International Baccalaureate, which is the United Nations program. And no one seems to give a thought about it. Then in reference to House Bill, the Student Success Act that you voted for, I know it's in conference right now.
Yeah.
Conservative groups like
now, I don't think the Senate's passed anything, or did they?
No, it's still in conference. I
I mean,
think
it's
both
still-
bills are still in conference, aren't they? Y'all haven't come out with the final passage of it.
Right, we came out of the House, the
With student-
Senate hasn't voted yet
On
on anything.
the ESEA, they haven't voted on theirs?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, anyway.
We're still,
Back to that. The Heritage Foundation, Freedom Works, and the American Principles Project oppose the bill. H.R. 5 doesn't eliminate federal programs, it merely consolidates them. It diminishes parental authority to the right to participate in, not control the education of your children. That was in section 1001. And H.R. 5 dictates particular types of testing that are extraordinarily expensive, have a historical failure, and are designed to inject more intrusive psychological data collection and psychological profiling. That's in section 1111. And I know that it gives the option of the states to opt out of taking the federal fundings, or at least that's, the passage of that amendment. But the states aren't going to do that. The states aren't going to opt out of that federal money.
but they shouldn't have the permission, they shouldn't be allowed to.
They shouldn't be.
They shouldn't be allowed to opt out of No Child Left Behind in the money.
They
and
shouldn't be, or you
control.
say? Are you asking me should
I
they be?
believe they should.
Yeah, I
You're
should
saying-
be able. I think they should
Yeah,
be
well,
able
that's
to.
in the bill.
I know, but they're not going to. They're not going to not opt out of taking
But
federal
Texas
money.
shouldn't have that option.
I don't
Okay.
think it's the option she's talking about.
It's not the option I'm really.
No, yeah.
No, it's not the option I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is why would you vote for this bill when you have the
Oh,
data
man.
collection and the
Oh.
psychological
Here's
testing?
why. It takes No Child Left Behind and takes all the power out of Washington, gives local control back to the states and the schools, exactly my view where they're going. The testing, the accountability stuff, no longer comes out of DC. It happens here if you want to do it. It takes away a ton of the mandates. It consolidates like 65 different programs where they've got all the strings attached and just gives it to a local grant.
But there's
You
so
decide
much
how to do
more
it.
stuff in
No,
here that's
I tell you, look,
wrong.
I don't think it went far enough, but it for the first time ever, literally gives the state the option to opt out, No Child Left Behind, and all the funding.
But that's my
It
point. They're
ends-
not going to. They're not going to
But-
not take that money.
Well, argue that in Texas, but shouldn't they have that option? Shouldn't we have that option? Yeah, I
I
think
guess
we
my,
should.
my
And
problem is that
ending-
you supported the bill.
Yeah, my support is every time I can get Washington out of our classroom and give control back home, even if it's not, I'm taking it. Just for the record, my vote's gonna be yes. Every time I get local control on education, it's gonna be yes.
I think it's
Even
a
if
smoke
not-
screen.
What's that?
I mean, I really think it's a smoke screen because local control, you have a school district here that can go get a UN program. What's local about that? I mean,
And if you don't want the power, fine, but I'm gonna give it back to you. I mean, you don't have to use it. States don't have to use it. I'm gonna give it back to you. I'm also, in that bill, ends the ability for them to coerce states to go into Common Core. So states can do it if they want, but they can't give them money and treats and grants to do it. So, yeah, this is so much better than No Child Left Behind. It doesn't eliminate it completely. That's why some of the groups were opposed. They just want, and I'll take that
on a
too.
side note, I still don't have a smart meter.
I know. Well, I think about you every time it
I
comes
do
up.
not have one
Yeah,
yet.
good. Hey, let me finish with this.
I do.